What is up, guys? I'm back with another World of Warships video, and this time, as you guys can see, we are going to be taking out the Tier 6 Japanese battleship, the mighty Fuso, or Fuso, whichever one it is. So we're going to be going over the ship, talking about her strengths and weaknesses, and then we're going to get into some gameplay, so you guys can learn more about the ship and decide whether or not the Japanese battleship line is for you. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so we'll start out with survivability. 57,100 hit points is a good slab of hit points for a Tier 6 battleship. And I will let you guys know right off the bat that I think that this is the best Tier 6 battleship in the game. I think it's better than New Mexico. Just the raw firepower that the ship has is unrivaled at Tier 6, and it is one beefy battleship. I really enjoy playing it, and I have played it quite a bit. I have it fully upgraded, and I am trying to get to the Nagato. But the armor, while I will admit it's probably a little weaker than the New Mexico's, which is its Tier 6 counterpart, it still isn't bad. And it has a good amount of hit points. So, as far as armor goes, I mean, it's average battleship armor. I mean, it'll bounce shots from cruisers. You'll get bounces if you're heading towards the enemy head-on. So it's what you'd expect, but, you know, the broadside armor, the belt armor on the side here, is a little weak, and you will get citadel now and then. But it is not something severe. It's not like you get citadel all the time in this ship, by any means. So it's really not that bad. The armor is decent. I'd say it's decent. Now we go on to artillery, which is this ship's bread and butter. And yes, we do have 12, yes, count them, 12 14-inch guns mounted in 6 double turrets, which give this ship an incredible amount of firepower. Now I realize that the New Mexico also has 12 guns, and they're mounted in triple turrets. And that's probably a more efficient firing, or the dispersion is probably more efficient on the New Mexico. But the Fuso has longer range, and I find that the Fuso's guns tend to hit a bit harder. I don't know. It just seems that these guns that can fire up to a range of 21.8 kilometers, by the way, which is absolutely phenomenal, just hit harder than the New Mexico's. And I played the New Mexico in the beta test, the closed beta test, and I just really didn't like it that much. I just really enjoyed the Fuso more. So we have 12 14-inch guns, which really are fantastic. And then we have these 8 secondary, or 827mm secondary armaments, 5-inch guns. And then we have the big 5-inchers, 152mm. These are like 6-inch guns, and there are 14 of them. And I realized that I said that the Tirpitz's secondary batteries were the largest caliber in the game, but I stand corrected. The Fusos are bigger, and I believe that the Yamato has the same ones, and the Amagi, and all the rest of the Japanese battleships have these 6-inch secondary batteries, so they do have larger caliber guns. But I think that the Tirpitz's are more effective. I just find that they're in double turrets, and they tend to fire quicker, and they tend to do more damage. They tend to be a little bit more accurate. Maybe it's just me. Maybe that's not even accurate at all. Maybe it's the complete opposite. But from my experience, I just think that the Tirpitz's secondary batteries do more damage than these 152s. So I don't know, my personal opinion, I guess, but I don't know. I just tend to do more damage at close range with the Tirpitz, setting things on fire, things like that. Just tends to happen more often with the Tirpitz. But anyway, solid secondary armament. nothing to complain about. Very, very solid for Tier 6, and I think they are better than the New Mexicos as well. So yeah, so far, New Mexico is probably a bit more survivable. The Fuso has better firepower, and the AA defense goes to the New Mexico. The Fuso has too many 13.2 millimeter guns. That's just slightly larger than 50 caliber machine guns, which do not a lot of damage. They're quite weak, and they're really short range. So you're not going to knock too many things out of the sky with those. But you do have a couple 25 millimeters, which do decent damage. You have those 127s too, which are your long-range anti-aircraft firepower. So anti-aircraft defense, underwhelming. It's kind of a theme of the Japanese ships: underwhelming anti-aircraft firepower, but excellent artillery. That's what I found. So yeah, moving on to the maneuverability. It is faster than the New Mexico. I think the New Mexico only does 21.5 knots. So it is faster. It has a pretty nice turning circle of 740 meters and an average rotor shift time of 13.7 seconds. So it isn't bad. So maneuverability is what you'd expect from a mid-tier battleship. The Congo being the exception, but it's not terrible. I mean, you can get up to about 25 knots, which is, yeah, it's average. It's not bad. So no complaints there. It is slightly better than the New Mexico in maneuverability. Concealment, what you'd expect from a battleship, nothing new. You've got this huge tower on the top. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can see this thing coming from, 30 miles away. In the game, obviously, it's 18.9 kilometers, but you can probably see this thing on the horizon, no problem. It's like a skyscraper. But definitely one of the coolest looking ships in the game, I have to say. It really does look really, really cool with that massive tower. Very intimidating. Just screams power, I guess. So, yeah, without further ado, we're going to get into some gameplay. And you guys can see the Fuso in action. So guys, just some quick history on the Fuso. She was a World War I battleship originally. I believe commissioned in 1915. And she really didn't have any combat, or didn't experience combat in the First World War. And in between the wars, she went through several refits. And I believe the final refit was either in 1941 or 1943. But by the time she was sunk in 1944, she was already outclassed by just about everything. She had a lot of years on her already, and the Japanese had pretty much upgraded her as much as they could. I mean, they made her as modern as possible. But she didn't really have a great career, unfortunately. She really didn't do much, and when she did come out to play in 1944, she was sunk when the Japanese were trying to cut off the American attack on the Philippines. She was sunk by aircraft, and I think torpedoed as well. So, not really much to say about her history. But in World of Warships, like I said, she's a very beefy battleship, a lot of power. At Tier 6, she's really, really nice. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Fuso is one of the highlights of the Japanese battleship line. Unfortunately, the Nagata, which I did play in the closed beta, doesn't really seem to be any better than the Fuso, and I'd argue that it's a little worse, just because it only has 8 guns, and I know they're 16-inch guns, but the dispersion on them and the spread isn't ideal. So the Fuso is really the mid-tier star. You can say the Congo, but I think the Fuso is really the mid-tier star of the Japanese line. If you would have to pick between the Congo, the Fuso, and the Nagato for the mid-tier ships, I think the Fuso takes the cake. She's an excellent battleship. So yeah, that's a little background on her, and she really was used more as a last resort, because she really didn't go into battle with the Japanese Imperial Navy until they really had no other ships to throw in there. I mean, by 1944, the Japanese Navy was crippled, and they sent her in because they really had nothing else. They were running out of battleships. She never really got the chance to show what she had. So, a bit unfortunate for her, but hey, we get to play her in World of Warships, so I guess we're lucky in that aspect. And she's definitely really enjoyable in this game. And we're sailing over here with these 2 cruisers, and we're going to actually slow down to half speed. We don't want to get too far ahead. And there we go. We've got a destroyer. Let's see what we can do. Yep, that should be okay. Now a little bit too much lead. No damage taken though. So we've been able to shrug off that high explosive pretty easily, which is nice. I don't want to switch to HE right here, just because those cruisers should take care of it. I think this Cleveland should be able to take care of that destroyer no problem if he decides to peek out. We got a Pensacola over here. Let's see what we can do. So we got the Mexico. Let's try that. Those do not look bad at all. Oh, that's beautiful. My bad. Yeah, that Pensacola just got butt fucked. Ooh. Does his friend want to play? Ooh, his friend. I'm gonna go for this guy right here. Try that. A little short. Yeah, a little short, a little high. If these guys want to get stuck in, that's fine by me. I'm not complaining. No, those aren't going to go over. Nope. My bad. So we can knock out this guy. We are about to have a ton of fun, guys. Oh boy. Let's just knock out him real quick. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, did we not knock out the Pensa? No, we did not. Oh, we just got knocked out. Oof. Okay, we're gonna turn off here. We may be in trouble here, guys. Yeah, we're pulling off. Healing up. Nine. See how those do. Look okay. 3,000. Take it. Colorado. Ah, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Pensa, I wanna kill you. Please. Just one shot, just give me one shot, give me one shot. One shot. No! We're gonna be screwed here. We have to get out of here quickly. They're faster than me, so. Come on, die Pensa. There we go. I think we're Citadel. I don't want to be border humping, but yeah, we're not going to be border humping here. Oh, can we get that guy? Oh, just one hit? Ah. Wasn't a great battle, but we just really didn't have the support. That cruiser got obliterated by something. I think if that Pensacola didn't get like double citadeled, we would have had a much better chance of surviving longer. But we were the center of attention of like 5, 6 ships. So try to take out that Pensacola to get his guns out of the game, but it just wasn't enough. We just had too many guys on us. But I mean, we did do a lot of damage still, so it wasn't a complete loss, and it really demonstrated the firepower of the Fuso. It also demonstrated how the armor isn't exactly the best. It's not bad, but it's not the best by any means. So yeah, that's really the problem with the Fuso. I mean, it's not really a problem, but it's just a little bit disappointing at times, the armor. Especially at Tier 7, when you start to get those 16-inch guns firing at you, it kind of lets you down a little bit. But, I mean, I can't really complain. We were up against 5 ships there, so we did our best. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like or subscribe. Really appreciate it. And yeah, guys, just feel free to give me any tips about how I can improve my videos. Yeah, thank you, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next video.